Hi guys, I really enjoyed watching you both in the first season of Sex Life. Um, my first question, Margaret, I think that Billy and Sasha are like the heart of the story for me. The fact that their friendship is so rock solid, even through some really wonky Brad things. So can you just talk about building that chemistry with Sarah and really what they mean to each other?
Definitely. I mean, Billy and Sasha are hashtag friend goals for real. And I'm so excited that we get to bring this version of female companionship to the world, because it absolutely is modeled in my own life. My friends are my family. I gain so much of my sense of self-worth and my sense of purpose within the world because of my friendships. So the fact that that is a part of this show was really critical to our showrunner, and it was really wonderful collaborating with her and making sure that that came through in a really authentic and beautiful way. And then specifically with Sarah, I mean, thankfully, I got to have my final audition for Sasha with Sarah as my
Great.
lead. She was so generous in the room. She was so fun. She would do little improvs at the end of the scene, and it was truly play. And I wasn't sure, where things would land, but at the end of it, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to engage with this person again in life. And I feel so lucky that she poured into my audition the way she did, because obviously it helped.
That's awesome. I love that. I think that really came through on screen. So you both were great. Adam, I'm sure that you are a charming man in your own right, but obviously
Very
Brad.
debatable.
Brad is just like on a whole nother level. How do you step into that? And then also he drags everyone into this hurricane that is his life, and yet no one can really let him go. So how do you walk that fine line?
It's the writing's so incredible, and I think he's when you figure out what's gone on in his past as well, and the fact that their relationship discovers a lot of those issues, then you understand where he's coming from. You understand that it's not there's walls up for a reason, and that it's only her that could break through. So that's what I loved about it, to try to find the pureness of him and his vulnerability, because that makes all the cool and the calm and the casual sort of stuff and the charming dude. He's layered, and he's got some things that he hasn't dealt with, and that's what's so important about their relationship too, that she's the only one that's forced him to look at that.
Yeah, and then the two of you have your own interesting dynamic. Margaret, Sasha's especially yeah, she doesn't trust Brad as far as she can throw him, and yet she still lets him hang around. So what's that about?
Well, I think part of what's going on is the relationship between Billy and Brad has been completely in the present a thing of the past. It was 8 years ago. She doesn't bring him up ever. So a part of it is Sasha doesn't initially realize how deep in the rabbit hole she is in thinking about this person and really contemplating blowing up her life for this person. So without that context, Sasha's out here living her best life like she always does. And I think once she's aware of what she's really dealing with her best friend, which is the most important relationship she has, she then has to really unentangle herself from the things that she's gotten a little swirled into with Brad.
Now, speaking of Brad, if there was a man in your life, Adam, that was like Brad, what advice would you give him?
I would give that. I would say go deal with whatever things that you swept under the rug that you think aren't anything. That you think aren't going to manifest into something bigger later on. I think that's Brad's biggest hurdle that he had to go through. It's like you suppress this, but it does find its way out, and it finds its way out in a bigger form later on. So just face things as they present themselves, and life will be a lot simpler as it goes on.
I think that's good advice for everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much. I can't wait for everyone to watch the show.